And we're live. All right, hello everyone. I'm going to be playing a few puzzles as more people join in. So let me put my Lichess name up here. There we go. So if you want to play me, go ahead and add me on Lichess. This is my username. And you can challenge me and we'll play. In the meantime, I'm going to be either playing some blitz games or just doing some puzzles until more people join in. And as I go, I'll be just interacting with the chat, reading the questions that I had on the gram, on Twitter, on YouTube. So once again, add me right there and hit that challenge button if you have the guts. So let's start with a puzzle. Let's start with some puzzles. So here, by the way, give me a mic check. So if the mic's working, tell me. Otherwise, so if you can't hear me well, tell me. But I think it should be working fine. Mustafa يا حبيب قلبي كيفك? Let's see. So bishop e7. What's the tactic here? There's ideas of knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes. Oh, this sounds perfect. Thank you. And then what comes after? I don't see it. What about knight takes e7, queen takes e7, bishop takes, rook takes? Is there anything here? Knight c6? Nothing really. What about see if you can solve the puzzles before me. So what else can we do? We got to utilize this diagonal. There's got to be some discover somewhere. So if I play something like knight takes, rook takes, queen f3, that gives me a double attack. So let me try that. So knight takes, bishop takes b7, and then finally queen f3, going for the bishop and going for the rook, and that is indeed the right sequence of moves. So that was a fun puzzle. Like it. All right, next one. So we're down queen, but we're almost at the checkmate. So we can't play rook a8. The queen's there. So you have to bring up the other rook somehow. Or you have to use, so the bishop is covering this diagonal. So could the knight help? Well, I can't move the knight because there's a checkmate over here. That should tell us that somehow if I double the rooks and I challenge maybe a rook a8 type thing, so the bishop must be on f6 in order to get a mate, but that's losing a move. So let's see what to do. So rook a1, and the idea is rook a8. So I don't see any other move. So I'm just going to go with rook. Yep, that's the one. And then if I play check, king f7, check with the other rook, king g6. Is there a great escape? Can I play h4? Ideas of h4 maybe? Or let's see. There should be an easy way here. So if I play check, king f7, and then the other rook comes, king g6. Oh, rook takes g8. Come on. Check. Takes. And there we go. I shrunk so much. Honey, I shrunk the kids. So I'm using this StreamYard software. It's pretty nice. So let's try another one. And after this one, I'll start playing blitz games. And here's the deal. My mouse is not working, so I really can't play any bullet games. So that's unfortunate, but I will be playing blitz games. And I'll try to see if I'll have to, use increments and stuff like that. So we'll see. Also, I'm getting some friend requests, so let me check that. Let's see. Let's go here. Let me see who's adding me. So how do I check my friends? Inbox? Maybe? Community, tools, play. I don't see any friend requests. So let me make sure it's there. Oh, okay. Let me try create game. So if I go to, how do you add a friend here? Community, players. Can I search? So if I search for H, okay, shot 7. Let's see if I can find, yep, there we go. Oh, I guess, I don't know if you can add a friend, but you can definitely challenge. So if I challenge, let me do it on this screen. So challenge. So there we go. Challenge. Standard. Oh, I chose correspondence. I have to fix that. So let me stop. Cancel. Let me try that again. Right, so challenge, standard, time control, real time. So let's try 3 and 0, casual. Let's go. All right, this should work. All right, now it should work. So let's see. So if you're trying to challenge someone, you go up here in the search and you just type the name. So in my case, just type my name and then challenge me, and I should see your challenge pop up here, and I'll accept it. So okay, so I'll just wait for someone to challenge me. That way, I think it's better than just waiting. So let me just go ahead and play a regular 3 game. So this is 3. Just go here. All right, let's go. Scandinavian. 97, I think. Terrible at theory. I think this is a move. Somehow. Give away all the pawns. Bishop d7. Takes. Knight takes. Then I'll play e6. And maybe bishop d6. Okay, knight takes. Castles. Queen b5, maybe. So now, let's see. I'm going to come with the rook to, let's see how I can do this. Double click. Yeah, there we go. Now I can annotate. So exchange of queens. If I exchange queens, then I think I'm down a pawn after I take this pawn over here. Not the best position to be in, but at the same time, I think this is a weakness on d4. I can sort of play against it. There are these pawns over here, but I'd much rather keep my queen. The question is, where do you put it? Because it's going to be awkward wherever you place it. So let me just take here. And then I'll bring the other rook. All right, now we can double on the other pawn, and then a4. So how do I attack this pawn right here? I want to maneuver my knight, so somehow go back. Or maybe I can just go back with the bishop and place it on f6, get this diagonal. So let's try something like bishop e7. Yeah, so there's this pawn that's kind of weak, but that's what the knight's for. So let's double up on this one. And I also have to open up the king so it can breathe. Yeah, so it's unclear how white is going to proceed from here. It's also unclear what I want to do. I've also spent a lot more time, which is bad. So let's play rook b8. Okay. Knight d7 is coming. I don't like that at all. So let me play rook back. So once again, just type my name in the search up here. So if you click on search and you type Abe Shahrur, my username, and then you can challenge me from there. Okay, a5. What to do? Rook b5 looks interesting. a6. This pawn is coming down. If I play knight b4, but then this pawn is sort of hanging, and I have 50 seconds. So I can go bishop e7. And now the idea is I want this pawn after I exchange. Bishop takes knight. So bishop takes, I don't know, rook takes, a7. Low on time. Let me try it. Okay, rook back. And now here comes the king. Do. Do I want to give up my knight? I don't think so. I'm going to go check. Go knight back. Interesting. Oh my god. Go back. Could I have taken it? I think I could have taken it. So why didn't I? Oh no. Okay. It's kind of hard to play without a mouse. Not gonna lie. Like really hard. Mouse pad does not work. Check. King c6. Go. What am I doing? Knight back. No. Terrible. Oh my god. Check. Really terrible. What is this? Is that mate? Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, I really need a mouse for next time. Super slow. Let's see, I could have taken at one point. So here, couldn't I have just taken here? Takes. Yeah, I think so. And d5 is not an option because go blue, says Evan. Do you want to challenge me? Let me highlight that. Always go blue. All right, until I receive that challenge. So once again, for the challenge, go up here to the search and type in my username and then click on it. And then you're supposed to find some challenge thing that looks like this. And then I'll get the challenge and that's how we play. So in the meantime, let me answer some questions that I got on the gram. Honey, I shrunk the kids. All right, so let's go to the gram. Let's check the questions. So here we go. All right, first question. Have you ever thought about dropping out? Not really, actually. So far I'm enjoying grad school. There's no reason for me to drop out. Maybe that feeling will come later on, but for now, everything is going pretty well. So no, the answer is I have not thought about dropping out yet, thankfully. Next question. How did you begin your chess career? So when I was young, back in my day, when I was young, around about 7 years old, my dad taught me how to play chess. He taught me and my brothers, and he would let us play against him and his friends, and we would get smacked all the time. But then he trained us, and then he put us in clubs, and he got us coaches. So the beginning was my dad, and then maintaining it was my dad. And so actually my dad was like pretty instrumental in the whole thing. He taught me the game, and he got me the coach, and he took me to the clubs, and he traveled with me to tournaments, and he actually trained me more than any other coach. So he was my number one coach. So that's how it started. What's the gauge group of chess? All right, this is like a 4D type level question. So what's the gauge group of chess? So if I open a board here, let's open a board, create a game, play the computer. All right, so here's a board. So if you ask what the gauge group is, you're basically looking for symmetries in the board. So I'm making this on the fly. So the symmetry, first of all, there's like black and white squares, and there's a symmetry. Like if you do a local gauge transformation and you turn every dark square into a light square and vice versa, but you still want to sort of stitch together the space, right? You need a connection. So that connection is going to give rise to a gauge boson. And that gauge boson is going to be the pawn. So the pawn acts as the gauge boson of this U1 symmetry of the chessboard. So that's the gauge group, I would say, of a chessboard. Anything more than that is too complicated for me. So if you want to consider gauge groups of, I don't know, the pieces, that's like beyond, maybe these pieces are the fermions or something like that. So like SU3 comes into play, but here we don't have 3, we have SU2 or something. That's interesting to think about. Of course, this is all just made up nonsense, so don't clip this video and say, oh, look, he's talking about gauge groups in chess. All right, can you include a chess Feynman diagram in your thesis, like the penguin diagrams? Actually, that's a great idea. I'm going to find some Feynman diagram that looks like, I don't know, a bishop or a queen or something, and I'm just going to devote my thesis to working on that Feynman diagram with all the loops and stuff, of course. How young were you when you won your first ever chess game, and who were you against? If the question is in general, like the very first ever chess game, then I don't remember. Probably against one of my brothers. But if you're saying in a tournament setting, then the first ever chess tournament, where was that? I don't remember either. It's been a really long time. And who are you against? That's like worse. I don't even remember where it was, let alone who it was against. I don't see your challenge. It's not coming up. Evan. Oh, there it is. There we go. What is my favorite shape? My favorite shape. That's an interesting question. All right, your move. There we go. H4, unorthodox. Very unorthodox. A4. This is known as the flank opening. Followed by the rooks. The rooks go up. There we go. And then bishop goes up. So let's see. Do you use some statistical mode when you play chess? I'm not sure what you mean by statistical mode, but I can tell you how I do chess calculations. So typically, given a chess position like the one we're at right now, there are many moves to play, right? I can play the pawns, I can play the knights, I can play the bishops, and each piece can go to very different squares. So there are a ton of moves you can make. But of course, you're not going to spend time thinking about every single move. That is just inefficient, right? You need some heuristics to guide you as to how to pick the correct move. So these heuristics sort of chop down the list of possible moves into a manageable set. And then as a good player, you're supposed to figure out which moves sort of feel better, sort of rank better. And that way you can list them into some candidate moves where you think, okay, number one here, I think is going to be Queen F6 because I'm attacking checkmate. So that looks like a good move. And then you list these moves. And so you have, let's say, 3 candidate moves, 5 candidate moves that you want to think of. And then once you have these candidate moves, you want to start analyzing each move, and you sort of build up a tree, right? So if, in this case, h5 was played. So now I think, oh, I can do queen takes f2, which is a checkmate. But in a different setting, you might have to play longer moves. So if I play knight c6, they could play b4, and then I have to take bishop takes b4, and they play c3, and I have to go back. And so you have to analyze this branch. But then you have to analyze a different branch, depending on the complexity of the situation. So there's you're building a tree in your mind, and there's the depth of the tree, which is how many moves ahead can you see. So that's one thing you have to think about. And then the other thing is, how many moves do you consider when you're analyzing? And don't forget that you have time control, so you're bounded by time. You can't just think about every single thing. So you have to go by those heuristics to see, is it worth my time to consider this move, or should I just focus on these two and like really analyze them deeply? So that's how usually people analyze in chess. Like if you're a really good player, if you're a grandmaster, probably seeing 8 moves ahead, 9 moves ahead should be a piece of cake. If you're still learning the game, typically you're only seeing 1 or 2 moves ahead, and you're not really thinking about what the opponent is trying to do. So that's my answer there. Who inspires you to play chess? Let's see, I got another. Did I? No, okay. So I really like to watch the games of Kasparov and read about them, and because his style of play is tremendous, it's beautiful. Just, if you compare the style of play of Kasparov to, say, Karpov, then I'll take Kasparov any day, just because of the action that's going on with Kasparov. I mean, Karpov is a great player, right? He was a world champion. So, but if you watch Karpov play, then he's playing very strategically. He's taking you step by step through the game. He's going to defeat you in the slowest possible way. Okay, I have another challenge. Right. So players like Kasparov are great to watch, are great to analyze. There's a lot of attack going on. There's a lot of tactics. So that's the kind of play I like. So my favorite shape. Oh, I don't think I answered that. What's my favorite shape? My favorite shape. I don't know, probably a platonic solid. Let's go with the dodecahedron. That's my favorite shape. I just decided it right now. Okay, Flugla. Let's go. Let's see. All right. Why did I play f5? I don't know. I never play f5. There's a... Okay, I have played it before, but not... I don't think I've... Maybe I've played it once in an actual tournament setting. And I think I did well with it. So there's that. Let's see. Okay, queen d2. Let's go knight d7. Usually you can play knight a6 and then back to c7. Lots of choices to make. So here I could play e5, takes. And then maybe we go queen e7. So let's try that. Okay. Queen e7, and then rook goes to d8. I'll probably move my knight, put my bishop on e6, and then maybe play e4 and go with the attack. Okay, e4, interesting. So if I play f4, bishop h4, h6, I think bishop takes is inevitable. Bishop takes. Do I want to do that? I could also play knight c5, takes, still a good position. Let me go knight c5. So once again, to challenge, go to the search here on Lichess. So lichess.org, click the search up here, and then just write my username and you can challenge me there. So, okay. Let's see. Pawn takes, no problem there. All right, bishop goes back, and now, I could do, I want to put my bishop to e6, but there's bishop takes e5, bishop takes c4, bishop d6. I don't like that. So what if I play f4 first, bishop h4, and then bishop e6, and the e4 I've given away, but I guess it's fine. Maybe I play e4 first, and I give away some of my, no, but there's bishop d6 stuff. I don't like that. So let me go f4. And then followed by something like bishop e6, and then maybe rook d8. Stuff like that. All right. Bishop e6. Rook d8 is coming. Maybe I can play a5. Queen d6. Takes. Bishop takes. Why not? And I think that was clean. Unless I misread something. I also need to start playing faster, given that I have no mouse. So I'm using this trackpad. Okay, bishop takes. Do I want to exchange rooks? I feel like that would be a good idea. So rook takes. All right, doubling up. Rook takes, maybe a5, just to keep my knight in the right position. What's my favorite Feynman diagram, says Matthew. My favorite Feynman diagram. Recently, I've been working a lot with triangle diagrams. And so right now, like, I've studied those a lot, and I have to play faster here. So those are high on the list. Also, thank you, Matthew. So, okay, no more time. All right, full focus. I don't think I can afford to lose my rating. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, there's increment. I did not know that. Okay. Okay, I should stop reading the chat. Takes. Rook d8. The rook's coming. The rook is coming. Here. Doesn't matter. Oh, gladly. Okay, now the king. Here comes the king. I will take all the pawns. Take here. Thank you, Flugla, for giving me increment. I thought I didn't have any, so let's just go make a queen and checkmate. Wa alaikum assalam. Queen. And then what's the fastest mate? Something like this. Then let's see if it works. There we go. All right. Thank you for the game, Flugla. Let's see. I missed the chat a bit. What are your summer plans looking like as a grad student? So right now, so if you don't have funding, you have to teach. So right now I don't have funding, which means in the summer I'll probably be teaching and doing research at the same time. And so no courses. I won't be taking any courses, I think, for now. I could always just like audit a course or just sit in if there are any interesting courses that I want to sit in. So yeah, but for now it's just teaching and doing research. Usually summers are where I'm most productive. So I like to just do research by itself, but you can never guarantee funding. So teaching is always something you have to do if you don't have funding. Let's see. I have another challenge, but let me check the chat first. Salman, thank you. Bilal, someone get this man some funding. I know, man. Give me that money. I did apply to the NSF-GRFP, so hopefully I hear back from there, but slim chances. Okay, there was a challenge and now it's gone, so I didn't see it. Please send it back. So once again, if you want to challenge, you go to the search, you type my username, which is right here on the screen. You can see it, and then from there you can challenge me. Bilal, challenge me. You coward, challenge me. I am challenging you live right now. I know you're listening. Oh, let's go. 10 minutes? I don't think I can do 10 minutes. That's too long. So challenge me again, but make it something like 3 + 2 or 5 minutes, something like that. 10 minutes is too long. All right. How do you balance chess and physics? That's actually a great question. So I don't, is the short answer. I don't balance chess and physics because ever since I started my undergrad and grad school, so I haven't been playing a lot of chess. I've just been playing online just for fun. I haven't been actually playing tournaments as I used to. So when I was young in school, I would play a lot of tournaments. I would travel everywhere and play a lot of international tournaments. But when I started undergrad and grad school, there's just no time to do both things. So the answer is I don't really balance them. All right. Thank you for the challenge. Oh, yes, I went there. I went there. D5. Takes. Anarchist. Elhausen. Queen D6. Some Magnus Carlsen stuff over here. Is G3 a move? Probably is. It's never good in theory. Okay, hide this. Bishop F5. Just continue regularly. Bishop G2. Kyle's here. What's up, Kyle? Kyle, do you have a Lead Chess account or do you play on chess.com? D3, normal development. I might play something like H3, Bishop E3 style. E4 seems kind of premature. That gives me a chance to go Bishop F4. You always want to castle, bring out your pieces, then you can do fun stuff in the center. Otherwise, you might be entering risky business. So, all right, Bishop F4. What's the idea? The idea is I'm developing a piece at the same time I'm attacking the queen. So now I take the pawn and looks like it's clean. So I don't think there's a queue right now. All you have to do is just go to Lead Chess, click the search button up here, and then type my username in. And you should be able to click on the username and challenge me. So Bilal, you're next. Don't do 4 plus 5. Let's try 3 plus 2. All right. Is that a free piece? Because that looks like a free piece to me. All right. Bishop takes b7. That gives me another rook. So why not? Or an exchange if you're pedantic. So initially I thought about playing 1,000 bullet games. All right, Bidal, challenge me again. Your challenge is gone. Thank you, Anarchist, for the game. Right, so what was I saying? I was saying that initially I wanted to play 1,000 bullet games for 1,000 subscribers, but then I did the quick math, and it turns out that takes around 33 hours, which is a no way Jose kind of thing. So I'm just playing some games. All right, Bilal, if you beat me, I'm gonna make you an offer you cannot refuse. All right, Kyle, you're up next. So Bilal, if you beat me here live in front of everyone, I will dedicate my PhD thesis to you. So you better put up that engine up and start playing. Okay, Bishop B4. Takes, cast. Wow. It's playing kind of fast here. Kind of sketchy. Yeah, he's got that Stockfish. Lead Chess and chess.com have methods to detect those, so I would not recommend it. They may ban you for quite a while. But if it means your name goes on my thesis, then that's a big deal. Like, that's worth getting banned, right? I think so. I would do it. You got ricked and also wrecked. I'm legit 1,000 rated blitz player on chess.com, so I don't know if you're ready for this. I'm ready for anything. We're just having fun here. B6. B6. Interesting. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go rook e1, and then I'm going to go d4. I'm going to open it up. Just open the whole thing up. Because I have two bishops. And if I have two bishops, that means I want an open position. Oh, you have a patented opening strategy. That's hard to believe. So do challenges expire if you wait too long? Let's go bishop d5. Let's play some tricky stuff. h6. Takes. Just repeating the word takes here. So I can just go back simply. Yeah, so I can see your challenge, but somehow it gives me a notification that it went away and then it went back or something like that. So I thought you were like re-challenging or something. So now there are two challenges, Kyle and Anarchist. All right. So let's go queen d2, king g7. Let's go h4. Bilal, I swear if you're using an engine, which I highly doubt, but if you are, I'm coming for you. Get that knight out of here. Give me all your pieces. When I was young, there was this engine called Fritz. It was on ChessBase, and it would always do these funny accents and stuff. I don't know if people know what Fritz is, or is it just back in my day kind of thing? Oh, your queen's gone, buddy. Your queen's gone. You know what that means. Oh, he's still playing. Okay, I'm going to do a cute mate over here, just so you learn your lesson. All right, Kyle, get ready. Come on, let me do the checkmate. Why you got to be like this, man? All right, fine. Let's go with bishop h4. Now the idea is g4. Leave me alone. All right, king h7. Oh, come on. I guess you're not going on my thesis, Bilal. Womp, womp, womp. All right, Kyle, I hope you're ready. Is your patented opening with white or with black? All right, Scandinavian. So far, so good. Bishop c4. d3. Yeah, so far, looks like opening theory. All right, so if you want to play, so here's what you do. You go on leechess.org. You see this search button on the top right? You click that, so just like this, and then you type in my username. Then you click on my username, and there should be a symbol that looks like this thing over here, the two swords, and that's how you challenge me. Regrets run deep today. Yes, they do. All right, what am I doing? Let's just castle. 。 So, Dev, let me know if you encounter any problems doing those steps. All right, Kyle, show me what you got. Bishop d6, h3. You're going to castle. I'm going to play bishop e3. You're going to play probably knight bd7. I will probably play... should I go for the attack? Could play d4. Okay, I can see your challenge, King Dev. Don't make it 5 plus 10. That's too long. Make it 3 plus 2 or 5 minutes. That would be much better. All right, so knight bd7 as predicted. Let's go with some fun moves. Maybe g4. Let's try to spice it up. So g4. There's no concrete plan here. It's just pawn rush. Just there's got to be something, you know. All right. Yep, that's the right challenge. b5. Bishop goes back. Got to maintain this diagonal. And now maybe I'll play knight g3, knight e4, queen f3, rook e1. Just put all my pieces on the king side and go for the checkmate. Should I play f5 directly? Nah. Let's do this first. And now we bring the other knight. And so if knight takes, d takes, and then I'm going to push all those pawns up. Let's go up, 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 up. All right. So let me continue answering some of those questions. So I had an interesting question on Twitter. Where is it? Let's see if we can pull it up. So bishop went back. Let's see. Queen e2, maybe? Looks good. So on Twitter, there was a really good question by... Why is it so slow? All right, c5. By Professor Alex Klotz, he asked, does the icing model on a square lattice with only knights moved interactions have a phase transition? So I didn't have the time to work it out, but I do have some code from my first semester in grad school. When I took StatMech, we had to code the icing model and sort of make plots that show phase transitions. So probably what I'm going to do is just modify that code to modify the interactions so that they're not like nearest neighbor type thing, but there'll be knights move interactions, and then I'll just do a Monte Carlo and see if it happens. F5, there's a pen. There's a pen. But yeah, I think it's an interesting question. Knights move interactions. If I ever get to teach StatMech or anything close, I might just include that as a homework problem. No, Ali, I don't think I can. He's just too good at everything. Let's do bishop takes. You're low on time. Cheeky, but does not amount to much yet. Takes. All right, rook d1. Maybe I shouldn't have given up my my white light squared bishop. All right, let's see. You can do rook d2. Oh, there's bishop h4 coming. I can do g5. That's interesting. Flag. I'm gonna flag you, Kyle. Watch out. Ooh. Let's go f6. So now I'm about to get flagged. So I can sack my rook. Let's do that. And then I can play queen g4. And then, you know, I think if you had not played rook g8, you had a really good chance, Kyle. You just missed it. So, yeah, queen g4, because I'm threatening queen h4, but there's nothing much there, right? After king g8, I can't really move my queen away because you sort of have this diagonal that's just going to kill me, and then your queen is right there. So I think if you had not played rook g8, maybe play something like either queen to d5 or rook e8. I think you could have pulled it off, probably. So that was a nice game. That was a really good game. Let's see. Why do planes fly? You're the pilot. Why are you asking me? Why do planes fly? They fly to take people places. That is why they fly. But if you're asking how they fly, then that's a tough question. Every video you watch has an explanation, and then there's a different video that says why that explanation is wrong. And then there's another video saying that, well, actually, it's actually right, but actually both of them are right, and both of them are wrong. So, you know, I don't know what the complete answer is, but I know it has something to do with Newton's third law and Bernoulli's principle and stuff like that. But if you ask me to explain it in detail, I can't tell you. That's not my my area of expertise. Let's see. Any ODE book recommendations? I think ODEs are a pretty standard subject that almost any textbook will have the same progression of ideas. So there's not really a difference in how you learn ODEs, because I feel like every book is going to go through the same thing, where you start with you know, first order ODEs, homogeneous, inhomogeneous, stuff like that. And I actually forgot what book we used when I took ODEs, but yeah, I don't think you're going to find a huge variation in terms of books on ODEs. But yeah, that's a good question. All right, let's see. Yeah, time pressure got to you. Let's see. Let's accept Dev's challenge. I'll get to you, Anarchist, after this one. I was hoping to eliminate your knight on g3 with my dark square bishop to set up my queen and bishop battery. Yeah, that was a good idea. The only one I had against a title player in a blitz is in Scandinavian. Oh, it was about to happen again, wasn't it? Deja vu for you, almost. But yeah, that was a good game. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I somehow sacked my rook in hopes that it would just throw you off. And Bilal told me to flag you, so I would put it on him. A, would a machine programmed to define the objectivity or subjectivity of morality ever come to a conclusion that wasn't logic-based? I'm going to have to read that question again. A, would a machine programmed to define the objectivity versus subjectivity of morality ever come to a conclusion that wasn't logic-based? I mean, it's simple. If you ask a machine, are morals objective or subjective? There's only one answer, and that is find out next time on an episode of From Atoms to Axons, which you can check on YouTube. Yeah, I had some pawns up, but in terms of the position, I think your bishop was incredibly strong. My bishop was pretty weak. Your queen was doing a great job in the center of the board, and your rook was about to go into play. I had that the f6 pawn that was sort of annoying, but other than that, I think you were in a better position. Like, I would prefer your position. Okay, c5. So what's the idea here? I haven't been paying attention, but I think I'm going to play knight to e7, a6, queen c7, castles, something like that. Did I miss a question? I don't think I did. All right, d5. Where's my mouse? So I can do something like e5 and just play on the king side like I usually like to. So let's try that. Bilal, did you like that plugin for Atoms to Axons? Let's see. d6 is hanging. I mean, I can move my knight, play a6, then bring my knight back up. It's sort of annoying, but kind of have to do it. All right, I'll go back. Let's see. It's so cool that you're an IM and chess. I can't imagine having that kind of skill. Well, it took a lot of years of practice, and I haven't been playing as I used to. So, like, if you took me back 6 years ago, I was eating up chess books. I was playing every single day. I was practicing. I was playing tournaments. That was like the prime. But nowadays, it's just, whenever I find time, I'll play a few online, and that's pretty much it. So, what is your thesis about? So the general topic right now is applying machine learning tools to answer particle physics questions. So in particle physics, usually you're computing Feynman diagrams, which tell you what the probability basically of two particles interacting when you collide them. So if you look at the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider, what they do is they smash together two protons and they get a whole zoo of different particles. And the question is, how do we predict what kind of particles will come out of these collisions? And to do that, you have to compute the probability of various interactions, and you do that through Feynman diagrams. And the question is, how can you make this computation really fast and really efficient? So far, the methods we have are just like normal Monte Carlo tools that are very inefficient. I don't want to say very inefficient. It's just they're not up to par with what experiment is going to be. So we're trying to look into machine learning to see how we can improve our calculations, our simulations of these collisions, and that way we can make some good predictions for future experiment. Let's see who's next. Anarchist. Queen d2. At some point, I'm going to play f5. Should I do it now or should I wait? I can play bishop c8 because I like my bishop to be back here. I could just play f5 right now and then weaken the d5. So why not? What is a good introductory book for machine learning for physicists or in physics? So I haven't read any books that are specific to physicists on machine learning. So I initially I taught myself through YouTube and through online textbooks, and that should. So if you go to something like if you go to YouTube and you hit Keras TensorFlow tutorial, you'll get something nice, and then you'll go through that, and that's like the first step to do is to understand how to code things in TensorFlow and Keras. But that's not really going to give you any understanding of what's going on beneath the hood. So for that, you can either. So in my case, I took a class on machine learning, a graduate level class, and there I learned a lot about the theory behind machine learning. You learn about oh, I'm low on time. You learn about support vector machines. You learn about k-nearest neighbors. You learn about neural networks, convolutional neural networks, boosted decision trees, all that fun stuff. And you actually learn the theory behind them. So in my case, it was a class. But if you're wondering about a textbook, I think there's a bunch of free online textbooks on machine learning. So I would just go to Google and just search for a machine learning textbook, and you might just write machine learning for physicists, and you probably end up with a bunch of options. And I think Kyle, who's here in the chat, bought a book for astronomy. So maybe the authors have a similar thing for physics. I don't know. That's possible. Takes. All right. Let me just play some stupid moves so I can gain some time. Takes. Rook. Okay. So it's game over, king. Oh, really? Incredible sacrifice. Let's see. How's my research going? It's going pretty well. It could be faster, but I mean, so far so good. The problem is when you're teaching a lot, then you end up with less time for research. Favorite chess player? Ooh, favorite chess player. I mean, if I'm being honest, probably Kasparov, but that's too cliche. But it's also honest. So, probably Kasparov. Yeah. Anarchist. Back to anarchist. Yeah, we could do a rematch. I took an ML course for physics plus astronomy a couple years ago. Yeah, so it depends on the course. So the course I took was heavy on the theory stuff. So it doesn't teach you how to actually code with, say, PyTorch or Keras and TensorFlow. It does give you some experience with that, but not. It was mostly about the theory behind the whole thing. But nowadays, if you want to actually do something with machine learning, you need to learn Keras, TensorFlow, or PyTorch, and for that, YouTube is your friend. All right, 97. Not gonna lie, Kasparov clips from the past is what got me into chess like 5+ years ago. Yeah, he has that one video where he starts analyzing his game versus Karpov, I think, or it was some world championship game, and the way he analyzes it and the way he, yeah, his, it was so good. I still watch it. Like, I've seen it probably 5 times now, and I'll see it again and again. Okay, what am I doing? C6? Um, let's go with should I play d5 and give up this square somehow? So d5, bishop d3. Can't play e5 just yet. So maybe I can play d5, then rook. I can play knight f6. Did I want to do that? Yeah, exactly. That's the one I was thinking of. It was the one against Karpov. And it was a really beautiful game. That's the thing. Like, it wasn't just an analysis of a regular game. It was like a really beautiful tactic. All right, h4. Some attacking ideas. What are they? I could just play h5, but usually I don't like to do that. But it's fine for now. What's the time control that we're playing? Is it just 5 minutes? Interesting. Knight to g5. At some point I want to play e5, takes. So maybe I could do queen b6, bishop b7, c5, those kind of things. Seems interesting. Do you think Firuza is gonna Firuza? I forgot how to pronounce it. Ali Rida, I think his first name is. Is going to be a problem for Magnus in the next few years. I don't think anyone will be a problem for Magnus. He's just at that level where, for someone to give him problems is just astronomically low. The chances of someone giving Magnus problems is just incredibly low. I highly doubt that's going to happen. I mean, he's a tremendous player, of course, but I think Magnus is just too good. Like, he's just too good, full stop. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, actually, because there's always it's always fun when you're wrong. So what am I doing here? Bishop b7. Yeah, I think he's at that point where he's not probably improving too much. Maybe he's just plateauing, but his plateau is just is enough to keep him there for quite a while. I don't know if he's declining. I haven't been following tournaments too much, but I think so far he's doing pretty well. Is Magnus the GOAT? In a sense, yes. There's always that debate: is Kasparov the GOAT, or is Magnus the GOAT, or some older? Like, how do you compare them, right? If you took someone like Capablanca and you put him in our time, like, he didn't have any computers. They were basically figuring out the game, right, at that time. Nowadays, we build it upon them. We know the openings, we know the strategies, we have books that teach us. So in that sense, it's hard to choose who the GOAT is. Of course, this applies to every single sport in existence. Like, if you take tennis, for example, who's the GOAT? Obviously, it's Federer. There's no debate. But if you were to spark up a debate, you would say, well, I mean, not everyone had the same the same racket frame, not the same strings, blah, blah, blah. So, but it's, of course, Federer is the GOAT. I think his classical rating is -20 from its peak, which is still 10 points higher than Kasparov's peak rating. Well, that's the thing. Maybe there's like inflation in rating. Alpha Zero is the GOAT. That doesn't count. That's not fair. When Alpha Zero played against Stockfish, what was the result? Let me look that up. I know it was a crushing victory or something like that. Alpha Zero versus Stockfish. Okay. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Will Anarchist go for the queen sack? All right. Alpha Zero crushes Stockfish in new 1,000 game match. Deep Mind. Should I double up? Why not? So let's see. Alpha Zero crushes Stockfish. In news reminiscent of the initial Alpha Zero shockwave last December, the AI company DeepMind released astounding results from an updated version of the machine learning chess project today. The results have no question, once again, that Alpha Zero plays some of the strongest chess in the world. The updated Alpha Zero crushed Stockfish 8 in a new 1,000 game match, scoring 155 wins and 6 losses, which is, when you're talking about computer levels, that's just wow. Like, that's unbelievable. Let's see. And they drew the rest, which is like 839 games. Yeah, so that's the thing. When you're putting engines to play against each other, you're almost guaranteed that they're going to draw just because they know the best moves. Okay. Oh no. I'm low on time once again. So Queen A5. Oh. No, that was a big mistake, Anarchist. Huge mistake. That was a good game. Until the very last move. Gave it all away. Let's see. Does anyone want to challenge me? Oh, this is a new player. Let's go. I got to go to school and connect my newly fixed research computer to my computer here at home. So I'll catch you later. Congrats on 1,000 subs. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you for stopping by. Hope to do another collab soon. Have a good one. All right, knight f3. And then knight e5. I once played this against an IM, and I did really well in that game. I think I won. Let's go bishop d3. Got a new challenge. All right. Let's go castle. This sort of looks like a French type thing. I can do queen g4. Looks interesting. Just go for the attack. All right, ideas are g7, of course, if black castles. Then I'll play bishop h6. And if knight f5, there's always my bishop. If knight g6, that'd be a good move. Maybe I should play h4 beforehand. Probably h4 will come in handy. There's also, I need my knight. So where should I bring my knight to? Play knight d2, f3, put it on g5, stuff like that. All right, takes, and then I'll take on g7, and then I have bishop g5 coming, and knight c3 and rook d1, and then the pawn structure, black's pawn structure is terrible. Very bad. Ooh. No, no, no. No, no, no. Thank you for the game. All right, I'll play maybe 1 or 2 more games. So if you haven't played me yet and you wanted to challenge me, now's the time. If you're unsure, let me know in the comments. All right, Sicilian. I don't play this usually, but it's something I play whenever I want to surprise my opponent. It's also a very tactical line, the Sveshnikov, so that's why I like playing it. Knight f3, not the main move. Usually you play knight db5, and then you attack the d6, and black plays d6, and lots of fun stuff happens. Bishop g5. Bishop g5. Giving away the bishop. Should I go h6 first, or should I go queen a5, or maybe bishop takes, b takes, and then maybe queen a5? Lots of interesting stuff. I might just play it simple though. Takes, takes, queen a5, and then let's try that. Let's see, another challenge. A new player has joined. All right, let me check if I have any challengers here. Queen d3, good move. I would like to move my knight away and then maybe bring it back to e7. Yeah, there was a better way of playing this. Definitely a better way. All right, let's go with this. I'm going to play f6 and then knight to e7, maybe followed by d5, just to get this bishop out. And I still want to attack the c3 pawn. So let's start with knight d7. And then try to get that d5 in as soon as possible. Get that bishop out. Try to attack these double pawns. That's the plan. But of course, f6 is going to weaken this diagonal, so it's always risky business. I could do... I was going to say queen c5, but bishop e3 is annoying, so I have to get rid of the bishop first. You know, maybe I should just go with the f6 idea. And then maybe place my bishop on e6 as protective measure. And now maybe d5. And just open it up, you know. Takes, queen takes, knight takes. Hujurat is here. Kifak. what? هذا أنت اللي عملت لي challenge؟ All right, c4. c4. I don't like this move. I could play d4 and then followed by bishop e6, attack this weakness. Yeah, let's go with that. Steve is here. Welcome, Steve. So you can make an account on Lichess, and then you can challenge me. It's really quick. So bishop e6. And of course, I'm attacking this weakness. Knight b3, queen's hanging. I could play queen to c3. I could, if I want to. Could also not do it. Maybe play queen a3. Looks interesting. Is there a threat? Knight takes d4 type thing. Is there a point in trading queens there? I feel like that just weakens my pawns. So I could just go back in peace. All right, knight c5. I can just go back to f7. No worries there. And then the knight on c5 is sort of awkward because, oh, I have no more time. Thank you for the increment, though. That really helps. So knight a5, I want to capture the knight. And there's also the c4 that's hanging. At the same time, I am protecting b7. So knight a5 is lots of good moves together. I already sent a challenge. Okay, I think I can... Yeah, it's right here. All right, so now here comes bishop takes. So that's the pawn I was talking about. Ooh, that was a bad move. King Dev. Thank you for the queen. That was probably a mouse slip. All right, so I'll play these 3 more games. Wait, why is it leaving here? Cancel. Okay. What happened here? I can't see the challenges anymore. Maybe I have to refresh. All right. Yeah. I'll probably play these 3 more games and we'll call it. All right, let's go. What's the time control here? Oh, wait. Is there no time control? Okay. Let's abort this game because I want it to be 3 minutes, something like that, blitz game. Or we could just play fast. That's also fine. Oh, shadow internet so fast. Okay. Najdorf. I also prepared a line once against an international master in the Najdorf, and I ended up winning in around 23 moves. So that's the power of preparation, is you can always get your opponent off guard and you can just crush them, even if they're at the IM level. So fun facts. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is probably... Yeah, okay, let's play these 2 more games and we'll call it. If you want, Amaj, we could abort this game and then play a quick one with time control, and we can redo the same moves because we need time control. How do you abort a game? You can flag, you can draw. Let's draw. Do you want to draw? Would you accept my draw offer? No? That's hurtful. All right. That's okay. We all blunder. We all make mistakes. Kasparov once blundered a mate and won, so no worries there. Okay, take my draw. I need time control. Otherwise, I'll just exit the game. Accept it. I'll give you 2 more chances. All right. I guess you win. What is this flag? All right. Let's go, Esteban. I did a mistake once, still paying the price of... Was it a chess mistake? All right. Let's go with d4. Spice it up. Right in the feels. حجرات. Yeah, حجرات. Let's go c3. Takes. I almost convinced you to do physics, didn't I? That would have been fun. h3, knight f3, knight c3, castles. Good position. So this time control is 3 and 2, so that's good. I won't be flagged, especially since I have no mouse. So castles, just a regular game. Everyone's developing. So b5 is coming, but not on my watch. So now I want to play rook e1. And then I'll place my bishop on g5. And I'll play e5. And I'll just go attacking the center. If you haven't seen Ben Feingold on YouTube, you should go check out Ben Feingold. Funniest chess player ever. And he's actually from Michigan, I think. Fun fact. All right, bishop g5, h6, bishop h4. Should I sack if g5 is played? It's always an idea. Then I'll play something like e5 takes. I don't know if it works. Okay, queen to c8. I could play e5 takes. The knight has to move. Where does the knight go? To h5 maybe? I could hold off for a bit and play queen b3 maybe. It's interesting. Let's go queen c2 first, or queen d3. Queen c2 looks good. I meant to ask, are you researching with anyone? Yeah, so I'm a second year now. I already passed my prelim exam, so I'm a candidate, which means I must have an advisor by now, and I am working with my advisor. So, yep, definitely working with a professor. Are you part of a research group? It's okay, Shikar. We had fun with that game. No worries. Is pawn to e5 a good move? Well, it depends on when. Oh, bishop takes h3. Is there anything here? Takes, bishop g3. I don't see anything. Seems like I covered my bases here. And then knight g4 is not really a threat because, well, h2 is doubly protected. Knight h5 is interesting. I could play knight e2 to protect. Yeah. Or maybe first bishop f1, get the queen out of here. And then after the queen is gone, so maybe bishop f1, queen g4, then I could do, so the bishop's still hanging, I play knight, well, then the knight is hanging as well. So maybe that's not the best thing to play. So maybe I could just go knight here. Is that the best move? Rook e3 is interesting. Takes, check, queen g2. Yeah, if I play knight, the pawn's protected. What about d4? Knight takes, bishop takes. Seems to be all right. Let's see. Not yet with physics. I was in a group when I was a chemistry major, though. Oh, that's interesting. Did you switch majors from chem to physics? What major are you now? Seems like you're a physics major now. What made you leave chem? A5. Let's see. How do I get rid of this queen here? It's kind of annoying. I can move my f3 knight first, and I can move my my other knight to f4. So, okay, pawn's hanging. Let's go with e5. No more time. Yeah, I was a chemistry until second year. I'm a third year physics, keeping chem as a minor. All right, so physics major, chem minor. That's a cool combo. So takes, rook. That's annoying. Queen c3. The ratio of complexity to interest was too high for me personally. Yeah, I was never interested in chemistry that much. Chemistry labs were the worst, I think. And just chemistry in general was not as fun and philosophical as physics. Physics was much more exciting to me. Biology was nicer. So I think if I were to rank them, it would be physics, then probably math, then I don't know, biology maybe, or philosophy. No, not the queen. Not the queen. Yeah, I'm the one. Good game. Interesting game. I enjoyed it. All right, Hajarat, your time. Thank you, Steve, for the game. Yeah, so as I was saying, physics, then math, then probably philosophy, then biology, and then chem would come after those. True, I only started to realize that once I got more into physics. Yeah. The thing about physics is when it's taught in high school, then it's very boring and no one seems to enjoy it. And I was one of those people. Like, yeah, physics was fine, wasn't really that interesting until you start to explore further. You start to think about, okay, what do actually physicists do? Oh, there's quantum mechanics. That's interesting. Oh, there's special relativity. That's also interesting. And then once you're down that hole, then that's it. You're converted. But in chemistry, like it's hard to learn about those cool and exciting topics, I think, compared to physics. And I think math, math has a lot of cool ideas and has a lot of cool puzzles and problems. So there's also that element of keeping you in or converting you in just by showing you all these fun prizes and puzzles and problems. So Steve is doing a master's in math in Lebanon. That's awesome. What area are you focusing on? I'm in the Intermed QM class right now. Wait, what's Intermed? Intermediate? Like is that QM2? Will it be easy to get accepted to a graduate school in the US? I don't know. That depends on a lot of things. It really depends on, your letters of recommendation, the professor you want to work with, your grades, your performance on probably the math GRE. They're probably going to request that. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go on when you apply to grad school. You should probably get in contact with someone who did a math master's as well in maybe the same university in Lebanon or a similar university, and then ask them if they applied here, like how was it? So organic chem has the same kind of puzzle-like problems in math. Is that really the case? When I took Orgo, well, not really. It wasn't really Orgo. It was high school level Orgo, but it was still like some things you learn in university. And I don't think it was math like, at least to me. Yeah, just intermediate. It's technically the first quantum class. Did you do, let's see, you probably did particle in a box, infinite square well. It's been, yeah, we're halfway through the semester, so you're probably doing delta potential, I would guess. Or maybe scattering off a finite well. That was the chemistry that I liked. Orgo was super cool. Yeah. So in physics, you don't have to take Orgo. You just have to take one chemistry class. And I took general chemistry, which is, I mean, it's all right. It's pretty cool, actually, when you learn about acids and bases. And what else do you learn about? Atomic theory at first, or quantum theory, just a little bit. They tease you with it. Then you learn about thermo, which is, so I learned thermo in chem way before I learned thermo in physics. Like, we were supposed to learn thermo in introductory physics, but we never got to it. Harmonic oscillator. There's a quote by, I think it was Sidney Coleman, who said that the career of a physicist is just doing the harmonic oscillator just over and over again. I'm really into differential geometry and complex analysis. So I took complex analysis in undergrad, and I absolutely loved that course. That's like the most beautiful subject in math is complex analysis. I haven't taken differential geometry, but I want to. In fact, I want to take general relativity in the fall. And I was thinking of sitting in a math class, sitting in differential geometry. That actually reminds me, I had a comment on YouTube that was asking me a question about that. Let's see. Right. So Kobe asks, what remaining graduate physics coursework will you take? So right now I'm a candidate, which means I don't have to take any courses. I'm done. But I can still choose to take courses if I want to. So if I want to, I can sign up for courses. And right now I'm in a course that's on the ADS CFT correspondence. So it relates gravity theories with gauge theory, so particle physics with general relativity. And it's a pretty cool class, but it's also, it requires a lot of prereqs that I sort of don't have. One of them is differential geometry, which I hope to learn more about. And then the other question was, do I plan to take any math coursework? Yeah, not really. I plan on just maybe auditing a course or sitting in a course on either differential geometry or group theory, because group theory is really important for particle physics. the fundamental theory of reality that we have so far is called the Standard Model. And what it is basically a set of symmetries, right? A set of groups that interact in a way that have special properties. We're just entering the 3D. We just went over the mathematical formalisms. We kind of zoomed through differential potential wells. So you learned about Dirac notation, probably. And then now you're going to do 3D, and then after that, hydrogen atom. Did you take particle physics in undergrad? I did not. In undergrad, I just took the main courses that you have to take. So I took classical mechanics 1 and 2, electrodynamics 1 and 2, quantum mechanics 1 and 2, thermodynamics and stat mech. Those are like the core courses that everyone is expected to take. And then the other courses are, I took optics, which was a very fun class, but it was mainly geared towards biophysicists. And then the other course was electronics. I did not like that course, spoken about it before. And then I also took computational physics, which was an interesting class. We learned about, let's see. Yeah, it was, I felt like it could have been more geared toward physics applications, but it felt more like just building up coding with matrices and coding with vectors. And then at the very end, we had to do a project where you do some Monte Carlo simulation of 4 momenta of particles after a collision or something like that. So yeah, I had just the main sequence that you take plus a few extra courses. So no particle physics, no graduate level courses, but I also did a math major. So I took partial differential equations, complex analysis, algebra, so group theory, ring theory. I also took analysis. All right, thank you for the game, Hoju. All right, so that's it. I'm going to stop this, and I'll just talk for a few more minutes, and we'll end this. So I took analysis, and I loved analysis a lot more than I did algebra, because in algebra, I had a professor who basically did not teach anything in the course, and so I didn't really learn much. And then the book, I read the book, tried to understand it. It was written in a really weird way, but I did learn some things in there, not going to lie. It was interesting to take algebra. So then I had to relearn the whole thing. What's a group? What's a ring? What are all these theorems that you have to learn about? What else did I take? I said PDEs already. Oh yeah, I took a course on probability theory, and that's probably the most useful course I've ever taken, is on probability theory, because when I took the machine learning course, everything is written in terms of the language of probability theory. So if I hadn't taken that course, it would have been a disaster for me. So I'm interested. So just coming out of Dirac notation, that's cool. Makes everything simpler than writing a bunch of integrals all the time. For abstract algebra analysis, are they involved in any physics that complex? Diff, geo, and math? Math does not cover. So definitely abstract algebra. Well, if you say math methods, usually in a math methods course, if you're taught Lie algebras and group theory, then you probably don't need to take a whole course on abstract algebra. For analysis, I don't think it's as applicable as, say, complex analysis, differential geometry, because with analysis, you're just basically formalizing calculus, and no physicist ever wants to use the formality when they're doing physics. The most I've seen in analysis is when you're dealing with sets and topology, and probably topology is a big one, compact spaces, stuff like that. That's where analysis gets important. But in terms of applicability, I feel like algebra is more applicable, and complex analysis is probably the most applicable, because in, say, quantum field theory, you're doing a bunch of contour integrals, you're using Cauchy's theorem all the time. So I would say complex analysis is probably the most useful. Differential geometry, of course, if you're taking general relativity, differential geometry is all over the place. And then finally, math methods is going to cover basically anything you need to do physics in general. And if you want to specialize in a particular area, then you're going to need the math for that area. All right, I think I'm going to stop there. Thank you all for joining this live stream. It's been almost 2 hours. Thank you for all the 1,000 subs. I hope to do more of this in the future. So have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. And so long, everyone. See you next time.